machines ever since I was a little kid. Now, I'm getting up close and personal with the people and the technology that make the best machines on the planet to find out what makes them tick. Come with me as I journey into the belly of the beast. Any idea what this is? No? Well, this is a machine that can go places and do things that nothing else can. When this all comes together, it creates the ultimate way to fly. Of course, it's the helicopter. The most versatile flying machine ever invented. And I'm gonna learn everything there is to know about it. How it works, how it flies, and the incredible work it does. This is called a hoist! It's the most dangerous thing that a helicopter can do! I'll find out what happens when things go wrong. And we'll put a helicopter to the ultimate test. Wow! If you want the freedom of the skies, then this is the machine for you. But how does this remarkable piece of technology work? Well, I want to find out. From the people who build them to the people who fly them.
Fake left.
To find out what makes this technology tick, I'm at Bell Helicopter in Fort Worth, Texas. Flying in that thing is amazing. But one of the most impressive things about a chopper is its ability to take off and land virtually anywhere. No need for runways. And this beast can hover with absolute precision. Think about it for a second. That's 1 ton just hanging in the air, and that's a small helicopter. I mean, how does it do that? Helicopter expert Nick Lapos is the man to tell me.
The secret of a helicopter, of course, is the rotor.
Right.
And the rotor produces lift by moving the blade around the body of the aircraft so that as the blade moves, it has velocity to create lift. Let me show you a little bit how that works. These are kind of models of rotor. Take one, please.
All right.
If we spin this, then the angle of the blades forces air downward. As the air is forced downward, this is lifted up. The rotor works the same way. Here we go. Ready? We're going to crank the engine.
And that's how it works.
That's exactly right. You've got basically a scale model of a rotor. Nice job.
Nice.
Okay, you're almost checked out as a pilot.
All right, yes. Up close, you can feel the power of the rotor. Golly! How fast is that wind?
Right now we're feeling about 40 miles an hour.
40? And it's literally singing all the air that we're feeling.
Exactly right.
So, with the tips of the blades spinning at close to the speed of sound, the air above the aircraft is drawn downwards through the blades. Close up, you can see the blades are like miniature airplane wings. The air on top moves faster than the air underneath. And this is what creates lift. But on their own, the main rotors aren't enough. The aircraft would react to the rotors and spin in the opposite direction. And that's where the tail rotor comes in. It counters the spin and gives stability. Finally, there's a powerful engine to drive them both. With the basics of helicopter flight under my belt, I want to see how they're made. So I'm off to Amarillo, Texas, home to Bell Helicopter's military production line. And at the end of this line, there's a well-known face. It's the Huey, famous for its service in Vietnam. All right, gentlemen. Good stuff. The Huey added a new dimension to mobility in warfare. It was a quick way of moving soldiers from one firefight to another. Here, the latest models are rolling off the production line. If you compare military aircraft to their civilian counterparts, they're bigger, bolder, and a lot more powerful. And that means 2 engines for this latest Huey, for extra power and for backup, important in combat. Right now, they're about to fit the main rotor hub for the blades. Juan Romero leads the assembly team. I mean, obviously, being a helicopter, this is pretty much a very key, if not the most key point of the helicopter to keep it afloat. Right?
Yes, sir. This is what gives it its lift, torque, and push.
The forces on the all-important rotor are massive. This one shaft carries all the weight of the aircraft in flight, as it literally hangs below the rotor blades. It's so heavy, the blades actually bend upwards in flight. Back in the factory, the crucial part is winched into place.
Go up just a hair, Mike. That's good. Now come east.
The hub fits onto an alloy steel mast.
All right, looks lined up. And there we go. We are in the pin.
When all this is assembled, the engine will drive this mast, which in turn spins the rotor blades. And with the mount in place, the bolts need to be tightened.
Number 3.
And that's not as straightforward as it seems.
So you can't just tighten, and then just do this at the very end.
No, sir. Each round, go up another 20 pounds.
You just gotta go click, next one, click, next one, click.
Absolutely.
Wow.
There's over 200 foot-pounds of torque on each nut. It's vital to tighten them evenly. Any imbalance could cause a weakness, and you wouldn't want anything to come loose mid-flight. The blades of a Huey generate enough lift to carry the weight of an elephant. But if you magnify the size of the blades, you get a beast with spectacular strength. Enter the Boeing CH-47 Chinook. It brakes with convention and uses 2 huge rotors. They rotate in opposite directions, so this weightlifter doesn't need a tail rotor. Stationed at Fort Hood, pilot Jim Ryan knows just how big a haul this beast can take.
I mean, just look at this thing. I mean, this is ginormous. I mean, this is a really big, I'm guessing this is the biggest helicopter?
Yeah, the biggest helicopter in the Army.
Really?
Yes.
And how big are these rotors?
About 60 feet overall diameter.
60 feet.
Rotors this size give the Chinook the ability to haul 50,000 pounds. That's like 2 school buses. Quite a load. Time to see these monster rotors in action. A Hummer weighs in at 6 tons. Small fry for the Chinook.
All right, and what is your job back here exactly? Just to monitor the load, make sure nothing gets tangled up, and make sure it doesn't swing too much.
A special harness attaches the Hummer to the Chinook's central hook.
987-654-321, hold forward.
Keeping the load balanced is vital. Get it wrong, and the aircraft could spin out of control.
And hooks loaded, stand by.
All right, so we got the Humvee loaded right now. We're making sure everyone's clear. We're going to lift it up.
Roger that. 4, 3, 2, 1. And load's tight.
The massive Chinook takes the strain and effortlessly accelerates away. No wonder it's been in production for over 30 years. It's superb at its job.
All right, Matt, so how'd that go? It seemed to go pretty smoothly.
That went really smooth.
And when they're not carrying Hummers, 55 guys and their gear fit inside.
The Chinook has a top speed of over 200 miles an hour and a carrying capacity of 26,000 pounds. The Chinook is definitely the beast of the skies.